Hello, hello. Hi, everybody. Good to see people. Today, we're going to start by deleting one of these worlds or creating a new one. So let's think. Okay, let's create a new one, folks, and we'll do this from scratch. We'll say we'll call it YouTube because that's what we're streaming on. Custom settings. Now, I'm doing custom settings only because I want a survival. Capture rate's going to be fine. Performance. Damage from PAL. Damage to PAL is fine. Hunger PAL. Appreciating it. Health regeneration for your pals. Damage from player. Damage to player. It's going to stay the same. Hunger depreciation is going to be changed, including that. Damage to structures will go down. We don't want our structures to be destroyed. What the hell? Gathering will stay the same. Dropped item multiplier will stay the same. Because we want to keep it family friendly, we're going to turn off the raid event. And for kid friendly, we're going to do no drop. So that way you don't lose any of your gear. Death penalty, none. And then that's the maximum number of guilds. This is the next maximum number of working pals. We're going to increase it to 20. That is it. We're going to save. Let's start. So we're going to call this Alan. And actually, maybe not. We're going to... Ooh, that's terrible. And we're going to call this one Clint. Hey, Clint. Change presets. Hairstyle. That might be the hairstyle of Clint. I know Clint has longer hair than me. Okay. Can't help you with voice. It's gonna sound Chinese-y. Here we go, folks. And I am drinking orange drink, not orange juice. So really I haven't changed much. I just wanted to make sure that our structures don't get destroyed, that we heal faster. And there we are. Hey Clint, look at Clint. Okay. We're going to talk to them, but first and foremost, our game is set to level at a normal interval, not fast level. Even if you level fast, that's not really cheating. It's not how the game works. Palworld, the way it works is, again, even if you were leveled quick, there's still lots of obstacles and lots of things you got to do in order to capture a lot of these wonderful characters. You haven't seen any yet, but you will. They are actually down there. I'm just collecting rocks because we're gonna want to start creating stuff like an axe and a hatchet. I mean, there's a chicken. Eventually, once they realize you want to kill them, they will run away. And you don't have to kill them, but sometimes it does happen. Not anything on purpose. There's a lamb. Okay, this is not where we're going to make our getaway or our base. The only thing that we're going to do right now is gather a little, and then the last thing is going to be make the base and equipment, and that's going to be probably down here. And speaking of down here, there's some food. And we're going to climb this way just for a little bit because we did forget something. And the reason we climb this way is not to kill anything. It's because there's a treasure chest down here and something to read. Treasure chest contains 3 pal spears and gold coins. Then there's this, which is it's a journal. And okay. Now this is, for those of you who don't know about the game, is palladium. That is what's used to create the spears that capture these little wonderful pride of joys. Some of them are extremely fun, and some of them are, well, very terrifying and will attack you. Now, in my opinion, this is, I think, one of the best areas. It does lack a few things, but one of the best areas to start. But before we start, kitty, run, kitty. Let me explain to you how you can catch them. The proper way to catch them is you beat them a little, get them their health kind of low, and when their health is extremely low, then you capture them, and you're guaranteed to capture. You can try to capture them when their health is high, but your percentage of being able to capture them goes down dramatically too. I'll give you an example. Like, look at this chicken. If I throw a ball at her, I got a 29% chance to actually capture her, which is not very much. But the more I hit her, the more that goes up. So basically, when you do it, you hit them only to the point where they're weak, and then you pull back and throw a ball at them. We do not want to kill them. Those are pretty. We will eventually need them, but we don't. So you're asking me what I'm doing right now, and that's I'm gathering rocks, food, sticks. Hi, kitty. Okay. There's a little more food down here, and we're going to capture that and then get some food from the other side. Oh, somebody dropped some linen. Look at that. This is more rocks, food, and there's a chest. I don't ever keep of that. Not yet. We're going to like this. That is a fast travel location. More balls. Okay, one of the ones we need is. You gotta be careful, he will torture you. Hence, we are too weak. We did capture him. So we're going to spawn in probably the same location. But you do have a choice to respawn anywhere. That's really your choice. If you respawn here, it tells you PAL population, including resource amounts. Here, we're at the best location for that. There's here, and again, it tells you also where you go will change in weather temperatures as well. So like here, it says Wild Island to the east. At the edge of the main island, none have considered developing it. Those not used to live in the wild could find it hard to survive here. So if you go here, sunny island, blessed with a pleasant sea breeze. Let me move this. Hold on, folks. But with good access, it says near volcano, a warm, easy to live in climate with good access to the center of the main island. It's great for a place setting off your adventure. Now we're going to try that. Let's try it. I've never been there from the beginning. But there's always where you go one of these. And if you changed your mind. So here's the beach. Now, oh yeah, I've been here. So, one of the things we're going to do is, I don't know if I want to hit them, if they're, especially level 4. Oh, it's a little happening. Okay, so we're going to have to climb that, because, ooh, it's an egg. The egg's that way. Yeah. That is basically a fire pal, and they are actually, oh, I'm already over. Okay, so we have a few stats that we haven't used yet, and one of the first things I'd like to do is raise us. There you go. Now we have a little bit more carrying capacity. Now that's a fruit. Fruits give extra powers, 2 pals. Very useful. And we're going to climb this, folks. See if we don't fall. Now, yes, this does have similarities to another game we were not going to mention. But it's nothing like it, not even remotely close. This is basically a survival and extremes because you are allowed to do nearly everything here. I think everything but fish. But you can harvest everything, you can, which is wood, rocks, iron, coal, and everything else in between. Okay, so this looks like a good place to start. It's nice and empty. There's a rock right there. A bunch of kitties that we don't want to fight with. Not until we get some tools, folks. The only thing this lacks, it's only got 1 rock. and it's got a little bit lack of resources, not really food. You can go further down and see if there's anything else, but this lacks actually quite a bit of things. But on the other hand, you got this to yourself. And from there, hey viewer, good to see ya. And from there, you got the entire valley. Those are water pals, by the way. That is a harvesting pal. Great if you wanted to plant fruit, vegetables. But see, you're overlooking the entire forest, and then that place you don't go to because, not yet, it is way too hot. In order to go to that place, you need to go and look at armor. I'll show you real quick. You need to look at either level 40 or above armor to get there. Yeah, there you go. Extreme heat. So this is what you would need, level 48 or closer. Level 50 is the max here in this game. So we are going to make this our home. Now, just for shits and giggles, these are going to be the things we're going to need. We can currently make this. But you're going to need a PAL box. You're going to need a PAL ball. Of course, your fire. You're going to need storage, a repair station, and building material. Now, I highly suggest getting a bow and arrows, your bed, their bed, and cloth. You can get the repair kit, but I honestly never use them. So I skipped the repair kit. Now, one of the greatest things in this game is going to be this right here. This is your PAL box that can hold all your pals. But here's the catch. Be very careful. Wherever you put this will be the center of your entire town. And then there are on the perimeter borders and blue lines that tell you where you can go and where you can't. So if you, let's see, right here, I'm going to set one up and you're going to take a look at where the borders are. Good to see you, viewer. If you want to ask anything or say anything, feel free for chat. Okay, now see this line? These are your border lines. You can go beyond them, but your pal won't go beyond it. Not past that line. So whatever you build or store in here, you want to make sure that it contained in that line. The good thing is we have wood within this line, and we have iron, and that's a good thing, including rock. So our first pal is going to be him. We're not deploying him. He's just there for storage. I will probably use him as a pet temporarily. So let's see what we got for equipment. Okay. First things first, we're going to break some wood. I know, punching wood is so terrible. We just need a few more material pieces. Let's say 5. For there. So now we're going to create temporarily my stations. We will destroy this and put it in a proper place. But this is the first thing you want to create. And your workbench. So we're going to create an axe for logging. We're going to create that. for breaking rocks. And we are going to create, we don't have the materials for this yet, but we are going to create a torch so we can see what happens at night and keep us warm, maybe if it gets chilly. Okay, so now that we have the basics, first is first, we're going to grab some wood. Now, once we get the wood, at least enough, so we're going to level our carrying capacity. I'm going to carry my maximum load of wood. And I'll show you, it's because we need to build the buildings that are going to house these guys. Okay, now we're overloaded, which is fine. So, you want to build your building somewhere away from the wood line. So I'm going to build my building right there on the edge. So what you would do is hit B, scroll with your mouse all the way to that. Now this is your foundation. Now see your line, you don't want to exceed it. So we are going to stay just a little bit out of the line and okay. This first one don't have to be very big, and the reason for that is we're using this as housing both our tools, both our storage and anything else we got. So you put your sides in. Now you can make a slanted roof. I would not. It's a cheap building. Besides, when we get higher level, we will go to concrete instead of this. But this is the building. It's very cheap. We're going to destroy that other one, but here is what we're going to make. And we're going to store that right there. Hit F to create it. See if you decided not to make it there. Okay. Now we're going to do this and put the repair station. Look at that. Takes forever, don't it? That's why we're going to put some points into increasing our speed. You think that's bad? Wait until we have to make their actual home. Okay, now that we have tools, our intention here is not to hurt them. We got a 70% chance of capturing them. They can't escape, and they did. That's a water pail, and those are going to be useful for when we put our garden down, to actually water the garden, and now we need somebody to seed it. So we're going to get some more wood because we need to make some arrows and oops. Remember, your tools will break, so that's the one the repair station's for, to fix this blunder. Also remember that you get hungry, as you can tell from the very, very bottom left. That is our hunger. I made the hunger where it's a lot less hungry, so it would last longer. That way we don't go through food very much or very often. Now that we set that down, all our resources are available for us. Okay, so what we're going to do, let's see how much we have. We're going to put some storage. See how many we can put down. Okay, we can only put 3 down for now. Now we haven't put any pals down, only because we don't have anything right now ready for them to do. But again, we will. And for now, we're just going to store a couple of things. Right here, temporarily, we're going to store anything that has to do with rocks. Looks like that was it. Second one, we're going to store fabrics. Third one, we're storing everything else in the middle. Seeds. See the fruit? Use on a pal to teach it Ignitus Blast, which is actually, let me have that. So we're going to put this down, not that, but that. This is our primary food currently, and we only have 48. I swore we made, we didn't. So you want to make yourself a torch so you can see at night. Ah, look at that. Now, very important, there's a meter here that will tell you the temperature of you. You can get too hot and you can get too cold, and you can die from heat or cold. So for this we need stone, is what we're missing. That's actually something we do want to capture. That is basically for making linen. Currently we only at 6%. Now we had a 100% chance at that point to grab it. We have 2 left. And from my experience, you always want to put 2 together. That's close, 81%. Okay, so we were 100% successful in getting those 2. We do need 1 more of these. Just a warning. Anytime you have more than pals than, or if you grab more pals than you can, then what happens is they automatically go to your base. Okay, this one might be a little harder. Nope, we got them. We wanted 2 of them so we can use them to harvest. So that way they can water the harvest fields. Now we go to, I know we haven't slept. We go to here, and here's what's going to happen. These 2 will be the first down. That way they create us lots of linen. For watering, these 2 will go together down. As you can see on their abilities, this one's got a watering can, and it's got the hand, which means that it will help pick up stuff around. And then it's got that, which means it will help harvest stuff. If it was the very, very last one that looks like a gate or a fence, that means that they produce stuff. Like, if we look at this one's got it. If you look at the very, very right hand side, it means it produces and it gathers like from fields. So that's why these 2 are very important currently. If you want to feed yourself, right click on the food, and there you go, we just ate. We're going to go over here, and since it's so late, get our X out. Okay. Okay, something that's very important is you got stats that you need to use. But you will need to also increase your work speed. That is very important. Your work speed, you go work either slow or work a little fast. So we are currently grabbing rocks. We have about 45. That's not very much. This is going to be your iron when we do iron. Okay. And we have no pals on us currently. But now we need to find and put down a fire pit. First order of business. So let's put the fire let's put the fire pit over here. Now remember, we are currently too hot. That's what the red means around us. Is we are too hot, now we're not. So to counter that, we need to make an outfit that is heat resistant, or one for the beginning one is for tropical areas. So let's go over here. As you notice, it says hot. Actually, there's your meter on the very bottom left. If you get too hot, like I said, you can die. It will start taking your life points away from you. So this is one thing we can grab. And you see, it's something we're going to use to increase our pals. Okay. Second thing we need to create is, now remember, with this structure being there, and that's where storage is, they're going to go all the way from there to here. That's the entire distance that they have to go. So one thing that you could do is make your storage closer to them. So that way you have a storage building, let's say, where this table is. And to destroy a table, you click on B, then C, Click on it, it's gone. So, okay. So first order of business is where to put their sleeping arrangements. I'm going to put their sleeping arrangements right here. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to make the foundation again. As you see it. Let me see if that's, ooh, the tip of it is off. And you can have multiple buildings for them to sleep in, and as wide as you want to. This is how I'm going to build it. That's going too far. Okay. So this is all we're going to build for now. Now to make the walls. Okay. Now pals don't like to be closed in either. They still like to see what they're doing. So the way I make it is privacy. We have an opening here and an opening here. That's more than enough for them. Then you put the roof on. Insufficient material, so that means we got to get more wood. Look at that. Wood. Now once you get the correct pals into place, they'll do all this for you. Trying to maximize the amount of wood we get. Okay, that's it. So here's our second home, or our first home for them. We're now just putting a roof on. Now you can't put a roof that's an actual slanted roof. I just like making these roofs right now. They're flat. You can build on them. They're simple. They're nothing fancy. Okay, there it is. Now that we've done that, there's their beds. And the way I would do their beds is, now remember, we need 20 beds eventually. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not enough material. So, okay. So we have let's see, we will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in this area. And then you can put, let's say, 7 in another. Or if you want to, you can build on top. Now, I built several types of houses. The way I started is exactly what you're seeing. And then once you go to brick, I will either stay here or find a new place, destroy this old camp, and then build a massive fortress where everybody's inside and lives inside. And that way they don't get attacked, they stay indoors, or you can keep them outdoors. It's all up to you. You're the boss, you're the one telling them what to do. Alright. Okay. Second thing you need to do, besides the beds, I don't know, we're out of material, aren't we? That means we need to grab more wood. To make their beds, you need wood and fibers. Right now we're short of wood, and I don't know how much life we have on this axe. Not very much. Okay. So here is your repair station. Axe, repair. Okay, we're good. Now I could have attached the buildings, but I chose not to. Don't want to attach them right now. I want to leave several locations open. Wow. We must have been working on those. And we will have a chance to adventure further out. We're almost at capacity. Okay, we're done. So we want to finish making all the beds. And B, click on the beds. Okay, and that's going to be their beds for now. We may not have that many pals out, but we're right now setting everything up to get ready for that part. So that way, it's all ready. We've already done it. Now here's your points. Make sure you put it into working speed. It's not going to be that much faster, but once you get higher levels, you'll see the difference. Now, if you want to, you can put here. I do not, and that's my preference. It kind of gives them room. Another way to do it is, hey, you thieves. Another way to do it is to have a stair here and have a second floor, but I don't know how your pals will react to a second floor. Now, right now, this is what we need. Here and one here. Just to make it easier for them to climb. Now you're going to need to do the same here. And that way they can just go up and take care of business. Oops. Did we run out of rock? We did. And we ran out of only 40 something wood. Okay. We will put more chests and more equipment. You will need that full length. Okay, so now that we have that, here's our PAL box. Now we need to hit T. Go back here. Here's the things you need to produce. They need their food. You need clothes. You can now use a spear, or you can choose to keep your bow and arrow. I would highly suggest keeping your bow and arrow. They are going to need the berry plantation. They're going to need the ranch. Now this is optional. I would highly suggest taking it, the parachute. This is optional also, your fire bow. But it requires you to have fire pals, and you'd have to kill them to get them. So I abstain from getting those. I never get those. Now here's the catch. This is a wooden living room furniture set. You can get that later on, and this is a wooden tavern set. But this is your pal that you currently have, and what this does, it allows you to manhandle him. So if you get it, you'll be able to actually grab him and use him as a flamethrower. Some of them, like the wolves, you get to ride and they become mounts. Some some pals do become mounts and you can ride them. Some flying mounts, like birds, you can actually make saddles for them and actually fly out and do stuff. So, very important to have their statue. You do need to have, I'll show you what that is. This is the PAL workbench, you need that. And this is a torch. That's up to you for lighting, if you want to have it. If you got one of these on the premises, they will light all the torches once it's dark. So we don't need that right now. What we need is, let's see, this, we need more material. So we need more wood and we need more stone, of course. But let's start with wood. Now the ranches are made for housing like chickens or the two little fluffy ones that I just captured, or lambs. They're basically meant for something to be in there to harvest. And that was the whole purpose, is so they can harvest it. Which you will have to make beds in there as well. That's kind of a must. Okay. Now think carefully of where you're going to put their little encampment. So I'm going to show you, oops, the whole size of it. It is that big. And there's the entrance. So if you really wanted it, you can have it like right here. Or you can have it over there. I think, let me see where the perimeter is. I think with the perimeter being the way it is, I like to have it right about here. And this is going to take a while to actually create. Actually, if you look around, 1 minute, 5 seconds. That's why you want your crafting skills to go, speed to go up higher. I'm actually drinking orange. Drink, not juice. And it is made by Sunkist. You know, one of them flavor packets. Sugar-free. Being diabetic sucks. Really does. Seconds. And here is where you're going to put your pals that are going to produce something like eggs or anything else. Believe it or not, there are some pals that produce pal balls and arrows. Weird. We're gonna bed. Now we're gonna create one bed here. I don't know if we can make a bed there. We're gonna try to create maybe two. Yeah, two beds. Because usually you release them in twos. One of the most important things right now is we need a plantation. We don't have one, but we will shortly. And you need enough of a plantation to be able to create or sustain itself. Next is their food bowl. You gotta remember your pals are actually right here. This is their food. And if you want to, you can put their food right here. So it doesn't interfere, it doesn't get in the way, they're not far from their home. And they can take it as they need it. Now because we don't have much food for them, we have basically that. And our hunger currently is okay. Still need more wood, more stone. Okay, that means that sound means that your axe broke. It is busted. But we're going to grab some stone because we need it. That's why I said the game, it's even if you level quick, it takes a long time to go through the process and then capturing them, going on the hunt, and then bringing them back and capturing the right ones. Believe it or not, besides this, every one of the pals that you see also has their own traits. Some are weaker than others, some are stronger, some are bossy, temperamental, some are lazy, some are foremen, some are brave, some are weak or cowardly. They really do have, even though they're the same animals, they have their own traits of what they are. And you broke that. We do need to capture some chickens as well. Okay, but, ooh, wrong one. Okay, so both these get repaired. This will go into storage. 3 storage is not enough, but this is good for now. Oops, wrong one. This is good for now. Okay. Now we need to produce food. She's one of the ones we do need. I don't know if we can sneak up on her. Do we have any balls to it? Okay. Let's see if I can do this. No. We will not be able to capture her. I guarantee it. Yep. She's done. But here I'm going to show you. We're going to take him for a second and pop this. He can't have it. That's a shame. So he gets back here. He cannot have that. That's fruit, so that fruit will stay. Okay, so next up, we need to make the plantation. I already know a nice place where we can put it. That's level ground. Now, I can put it right there, and I can also put it right here, right by them. And that will house 1, 2. It is a little crooked. It's alright. 3, 4. So to maintain what we need these 4 berry plantations. And we're going to harvest this ourselves here to be able to get some food for us and them. Which is why we need to increase our speed. Yeah, we can't enhance. That's a shame. Now we actually planted this one, looks like, by accident. Without creating these 4. But we will plant those and water them ourselves and show you. So you need enough food for them to sustain themselves. Not just berries, but also meat and bread, grains, eggs. The best meat overall is from the elephants. It's very healthy, but cooking them takes forever. And they're asking animals, well, why are you cooking the food for them? Because you want to. By you cooking the food for them, they eat less food, and it's better for them. Their health rises better. That is the advantage of doing that, of cooking food. It's also better for you. You would cook the food on that fire over there, but we're not going to care about it right now. Now, if you look on the right-hand side, those are going to be your goals. Craft a spear, check your survival guide, open options menu. Okay, here's watering. Don't ask me where I got the can from. I don't even want to know where I keep it. Okay. There you go. Like I said, it's a very kid-friendly game. It's kind of like a mixture between that other game that we won't mention and the what's that game? The one that looks like blocks. So it's a mixture between the two. a normal setting, if you die, you lose everything on you. Okay, so now they're harvesting. And this one's almost done. Okay, now we're gathering. So this is going to be our first one. Here's our second. Looks like third and fourth. So you grab, I think, 10 each time. Now you can increase your pal's strength or attack power, including health, stamina, but I would honestly concentrate on the pals that can harvest and increase most of their work speed. Like the ones that gather, the ones that mine, the ones that grab wood. Increase their production speed, and that would help you immensely. Most people take their own pals, the one they keep with them for attack, and raise their attack power. Well, you can, but your main goal is to survive and have them be self-sufficient. Okay, so now that we got them all, now we got 80, it was 40. And I know this seems a little boring, and it could be, but again, you're a survivalist. That's the whole goal, is to survive. So right now you're preparing for the worst. You're preparing to feed your pals. They're going to be your family. Okay. And we're going to probably log up here momentarily, and then we will come back here in an hour. Let's see, right now it is 6:53 in the Midwest, and we will be back by 8 in 2 hours. Right after we farm these guys and grab them. Well, we don't have to really, but yeah. Alright. It is time for me to go, so I'd like to thank everybody for viewing, and I will see you here in 2 hours.